What's up guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome to another video. Today we're going to talk about 10 ways in which you can start to elevate your style and start dressing in a bit more of a mature way. The majority of my styling clients are in that sort of late 20s, early 30s age group. Then this is the number one thing they want help with, is moving out of wearing younger man's clothes and start to dress a bit more for the second act in their life. And there's so many reasons to want to do this, just in terms of the way you're perceived by everyone else. If you're looking for a job or a potential partner, dressing better will help you no end with this. The other side of it is how you feel about yourself. I've talked to this channel about mental health a lot and how starting to dress a little bit better and a little bit more on my age group has helped me massively. So there's a load of reasons to want to do this. It isn't meant to be about just going out and spending loads of money on really expensive clothes. There are many different ways to do this on a budget. I talk about the pre-owned market a lot, so using sites like eBay, Depop, Grailed, our site Archer and Woods. There's some amazing deals out there, so having a look at them would be my first point of call if you are on a budget. And the other thing is just taking it step by step. You don't need to rush out and change your whole wardrobe immediately. Just take it slowly, add a few staple pieces in there, and today's video should give you some nice quick hits how to do it. So we've got 10 points here. These are just the things that stick out to me the most when working with clients and with my own wardrobe as well. You don't have to live and die by these. There are always exceptions to these rules. These are just the things that I focus on first, and they're the things that I think we get the most return on. So the first one is colors. A lot of people seem to skip past this one because there are loads of colors we'd all like to have in our wardrobe because we just like the color. But essentially, if you're trying to dress in a more mature way, going for darker, richer colors and earth tones really works well. They also pair together so much easier. So if you've got a smaller capsule wardrobe, you can mix and match earth tones so much easier, and maybe just add a little pattern in there on occasion. So yeah, sticking to richer, deeper colors and staying clear of any sort of pastels and any sort of fluorescence is a really quick win. So tip number 2 is find a tailor for alterations. If you're buying off the rack, it's unlikely that you're going to perfectly fit that item of clothing. I know as a shorter guy, I will have to chop off like that much length of my sleeves and trousers. And honestly, it's the best thing you could possibly do. It transforms an item no end. So just finding a tailor close to you that is good with alterations is so important. The things that are really easy for them to do is taking up sleeves and trousers. If you've got trousers that like maybe are an inch or two too big or too small, you can normally take them in or let them out. And the same with the chest and the jacket as well. You can normally take in a little bit of that without ruining the structure. The harder things to do is if the shoulders don't fit and also the length of the jacket as well. So there are certain things that an alterations tailor will find a little bit harder than others. But the simple ones are, just taking up the lengths of both your trousers and your sleeves. So tip number 3 is investing in a good pair of shoes. And if you're really serious about moving to a more mature wardrobe, keeping trainers to a minimum. So the quick and easy hits here are getting a brown and black pair of Oxfords, also a brown and black pair of boots. So I would go for myself, something like a suede brown chukka boot and a black Chelsea boot. And then I'd move more towards loafers. So getting a black pair of them and a brown pair also. For me personally, I've got a black pair of Horsebit Aldens and a brown suede pair of Trickers. That seems like a lot, but honestly, having those in your wardrobe will go with the majority of your outfits. And as I say, go one step at a time, and the pre-owned market is unbelievable for shoes if you can get past that mental block of wearing someone else's secondhand shoes. So tip number 4 is stop buying anything that's labeled as skinny and anything that comes with rips and tears. So this goes for everything, but it's just mostly focused at jeans, especially because I see this so many times where guys are trying to dress a little bit better, but they're still wearing jeans that you can count the change in their pocket. But it doesn't mean you can't go for something slimmed. A slim or straighter leg is absolutely fine. You don't have to go completely wide legged with double pleats, but if you do see skin in the label, steer clear. Before we continue guys, I'd just like to ask if you can hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps me to grow the channel and reach a new audience as well and keep making videos. So yeah, if you can hit those two, I'll be super appreciative. Thank you. So tip number 5 is reassessing the brands that you're buying from. For me personally, when I was younger, I was buying a lot of fast fashion, things like Topman and ASOS. And when I transitioned to the next rung up, so moving towards something like a Reese, it helped out massively with the fit. At the time, I didn't really understand why things didn't look quite right when I was looking in the mirror. But it's just the structure of the garment, the way it's made, the materials, the length of a jacket, the slimness of the trousers. The whole thing really matters. So if you are looking in the mirror and wondering why things aren't fitting for you, even if you've got the size right, you might just have to try another brand. And if you are on a budget, the best way to do this is looking at pre-owned. Or if you do have a little bit more room to play with than what you're normally spending on outfits, is maybe just looking at that one brand up. You don't have to jump straight from fast fashion to Savile Row. You can just go to that next rung. So just keep it in mind, you might have to move outside your comfort zone when it comes to looking for new brands, but honestly, it'll be worth it. Okay, for our next tip is going through your wardrobe and getting rid of any items that don't fit with your new way of dressing. Now, you have to be ruthless with this one. Some of us can be very sentimental about the items we bought, especially if we've bought stuff that we spent significant money on. But this honestly is one of the most helpful tips on the list. Just because you don't want things in your eyeline when you're trying to put together an outfit just to confuse you or frustrate you that you never wear it, just get rid of it, out of sight, out of mind, and make way for the new. So tip number 7 is accessorize in the right way. So the main thing here is just to keep it simple. To keep rings and bracelets to a minimum. If you wear a chain, make sure it's thin and not too ostentatious and bulky. And if you feel like you've got too much on, you definitely have. So that's the main thing. With regards to adding accessories, the thing I'd go to the most, if you can, is a nice watch. Now, this doesn't mean you have to run out there and drop 20 bags on a Rolex. You can get some beautiful vintage watches, and in terms of like contemporary ones, brands like Seiko and Casio do some great ones too. Tip 8 is about getting your grooming regime right. The quick hit here is about smelling nice, so aftershaves or cologne. I like to have at least 3 on the go. So for the daytime, I have something light and fresh. I'd have something that's a bit more of a daily beater that goes with most situations. And for the evening, I've got something a little bit punchier and a little bit heavier. This also helps you signify sort of like the event you're going for. Like if you're dressing up for dinner and you splash on a bit of Tom Ford, it can really set the mood. So that's the first thing I would do, experiment with scents. The other things here are like making sure that you've got a good beard trimmer, if you've got facial hair, also moisturize. It sounds simple, but obviously so many guys don't do it. So make sure you get a good moisturizer, ideally with some sort of SPF in it as well. But yeah, that will go a long way. This isn't for everyone, but if you are a bit more adventurous and on the paler side, maybe a bit of fake tan too. Just don't go over the top. Okay, so our penultimate tip is sorting out your living space. And this is absolutely crucial, honestly, especially if you are on the dating scene. One of the #1 red flags I hear from women is when they go to a guy's house, they go to their bedroom, and suddenly they see a plastic bag on the door handle that's acting as a bin. Just invest in a little paper waste basket. And things like scents like candles or incense are really helpful also. And just cleaning up, rearranging the space, get some good bedding, investing in a bit of artwork on your wall, things like that can really go a long way. And our last one is getting a nice suit. It's a simple one, but honestly, this is one of the biggest investments you can possibly make if you're looking to move to a more mature wardrobe. So what I would do is invest in a navy one and a grey one to start off with. And if you're a bit more of a casual person and you don't go into an office where you have to wear a suit for work, stick with a softer shoulder because you can wear it with a t-shirt, you can wear it with a polo neck underneath, you can even wear it with trainers. So investing in a suit is a big one. And again, the pre-owned market is great for this. So anyway, guys, they're my 10 tips for elevating wardrobe. Let me know what you think, and if there's anything you'd like to add, drop it in the comments. Also, if you're interested in personal styling, I offer one-on-one online sessions or in-person sessions, so yeah, check out archiewiz.com for that as well. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys. Do remember to like and subscribe on the way out, and I look forward to hearing from you soon.